You are live.
Okay. Good morning. We are in Hilchos Machalei Akum Kuftes Vav Hilchos Cholav Akum Vinas Akum Chulei. We're in the middle of Sif Aleph, in the Ramah, towards the end. And so he says, Cholav shall it's by the Yud of the Gra. Chalav shall I don't follow by the Yudal of the Shach if you remember. Chalav shall Avikachavim Oseres Kalim. Chalav Akum Asers Kalim. Shenizbash lebehem Kishar Yisur. So this is Rabbanon. Avi she'ena rak Safek Shema Ira Badaratama. Even if it's just a Safek, can't be saying. But since that was a Xera, so it's an Issa Rabbanon. But not butter. Even in a place where they were no yisr by butter, which we'll see in Sif Gimel. It's just a minig ba'alma. It doesn't ask the kelim she is bashlaba, nor if butter got mixed in. If you're makbid if you're makbid on chalav yisrael butter, that's the minig. It's still by butter. It's the minig. It's not because by butter. Like I said, the only by kosher milk can it separate into butter. So therefore, technically, so if it's pure butter, not talking about additives and other funny stuff they put in, but Akum as a minig, the minig is not to eat it. Akopanim, if it doesn't ask for the kalim, nor if it's an ingredient, they put it on the popcorn, it's fine. Shinis arva beheter kol shari. Right? They serve you here, some you go to someone's house and they serve you non-chalav Yisrael butter, and they already put it into the food. Feel this from be mutter to eat it, even if you yourself are knowing not to eat it. Since it's not Isser, and even if the person, thinks it's Isser, but since it's actually not, it's just a minig. Listen, I'm not talking about butter with a hechsher. It's not chalav Yisrael. So that already is a minig is a minig less or a minig not. So if you would go to someone's house, it's like you can't say shav yanavshe chadika di yisura.
So there is a Xer not on Chemas.
It's a minig. It's a minig.
It's a minute.
It's not a Xera. We'll get to Sif Gimel. It's not a Xera. It's not the same thing. It's a machlokes. It's not even machlokes. It's whatever. So therefore, if you went to someone's house who's not makbid on chalav yisrael butter, as long as it has a good hechsher, then and he mixed it into the food already, it could be you don't have to say anything. Paskin meyachuz, but that's what comes out from the Ramah. Just like by Pasha Akum, that if you go to someone's house and you're not mag, it's the same level of minig as Pas Akum, that Pas Palter. You don't eat Pas Palter. You go to someone's house and they're having it. So the Ramah says that it's just a minig, it's just a chumrah, and you'll be allowed to eat it with them. Chalav she'ovik kachavim shenes. Chalav akum, which is also eno moil in yasa achachak vinos. There's no we can't say, well, haraya. We see that we made cheese or they made butter from it, and that should be a umdana the muchach that there was no treif milking because it wasn't treif milk because otherwise it wouldn't have made cheese or anything. Ella nisheres b'hisura, it's still aser. Also because the gzera was to watch. The Chacham said you have to watch them milk the cow, right? There's an under the muchach afterwards that it was okay. That doesn't work. Now, when it comes to the thing of more modern day shilas about pikuach of the government pikuach, you have both. Eventually you have the Prichodosh who says if there's an umdana that there's no treif animals anywhere, he said that's good enough. But most poskim are cholok on that. But nowadays that they added pikuach memshalti, the government watching it, you have both Ramosha and you have the Chazon Ish who both bring a shaila up, and Chazon Ish is definitely noted to say that there is what to be some. Moshe definitely says it also, and his time is that like we said, there's besides just okay, it's not just the umdana of the prichodesh. It's more than that. There's a few umdanas together that he holds. It's like Re'iyas Yisrael. Not that it's chalav and it's mutter. Chalav is also just the fact that the government's regulations and things are enough to make him mirsas, to make him afraid to go ahead and start playing games. Um, but in general, of course, you have stories, but Moshe's Afal Pikain, even they ask even Moshe that, but Afal Pikain, he says that it's enough to go ahead and create a situation of mirsas, which we saw before, of the Yisrael sitting there. That's enough. It's enough of a situation, and therefore it's a strong svar lahakil. It comes into an umdan of the muchach. So that's what I asked, would you be motzi mammon with an umdana like this? And the truth is, it could be, because there are umdanas. There's different levels of umdanas in Choshen Mishpat. There's a level of umdana which is like circumstantial evidence, which you can't be motzi with. But there's a level of umdana of where it's like I say, it's Hanan Sahadi, that it's Baruch Kachama. This is the Mitzias. So Rabbi Yisrael said that this is a the muchach that they're not going to put enough that they don't put treif milk in, and therefore it's like they're being watched.
So this takes out from the halacha. It's not halacha akum anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like chalav akum is also. It's not chalav, whatever. What they say chalav Yisrael is that, listen, Ramosha says that afal pikein, person should be Yoreh should be machmir, and I think Rav David, I heard from Shem Rav David, I think he writes it, and I know from other Talmidim of Ramosha that said that he didn't say his psak for people in New York, B'shaita, where chalav Yisrael was accessible, meaning it's a heter. And economy, if you're traveling somewhere, and if I grew up, in LA, the only people who had Chalav Yisrael were, you had a few people, and it was like, or you had Chabad who used to go out to a farm and milk it themselves. It wasn't, no one, like, it was very hard to find. Or even nowadays, if you're, somewhere. So if that's Mitzias, kids need to have milk, according to Moshe, you'd be allowed to. Um, and this applies to this heter, as far as I know, applies to America. Europe, I don't know. Europe, things are much more complex, and it's not so pasha. They don't know so much pikuach and not, and I don't think they know what goes on in the little farms and this, and I don't know if they care. I have no idea. It's much worse. In America, there's strong regulations. Um, it could be here also. The Chazon Ish talks about what about milk powder. What's the name of milk powder? It's really nogea more for chama. We'll get into the discussion about is milk powder different than other milk, but the thing is that even if you say that because it changed forms, there's a svara, the Hart Tzvi, um, Frank was matter. Even if you, and so some say, well, even if you say that you're makbid on the Chalav Yisrael, but you don't need to be makbid on milk powder because it changed forms. But the you
It's
know
also Yovish to eggs. It's not just changing form, it's Yovish.
right, but they can be reconstituted. We'll get into the by butter. We'll get into the actual mitzias. But the thing is, if someone says, well, you know, it's still a shaila of people if they were mixed in. You'd say, well, maybe they'll mix in milk powder. What's the big deal? It's bottle or it's whatever. So it could be it's even a vidu lataima, because if they mix it into ice cream, once it gets even if you say yavish keish can be reconstituted. I'm not sure yavish keish, maybe it can't be reconstituted. It can be reconstituted, and therefore it's a vidu lataima, and then it would still be a problem. Um, the we'll have to see about Gvina and Nechama to understand if it's different.
Is also a factor. It's made for
Right, right.
says in a few tests, but question, how could there be a kula by Chema if Chalav shelo v'kochav shenesra remains also.
Okay, we'll get to the Sif Gimel. We'll get there. Sif Gimel. Sif Beis. Vinos of the Chachamim also in Pnei Shemaminim Oisam Beor Kevas Shchitasom. There's a few different reasons why they made a Gzeira on Gvinas Akum. The Mechaber is one is because they say that they used to smear it with lard. Some say that the reason is because it's Chalav Akum and a bit of the treif challah, there's treif challah mixed in, and won't coagulate, it would be stuck in the gumos inside. The reason which the mechaber is toifis is because they used to be maimed or keves shchitasam or keves nevela and treif renet shehi nevela. Afile midua ba'asavim asura. However, since they were geyser, even if they would use artificial renet, it doesn't make a difference. It's usher, and this has nothing to do with Chalav Yisrael. The gvina which you're going made is going to be usher even if you use pure Chalav Yisrael.
What's the problem of using Reddit of a Nadela? Or
It's treif. I mean, it's maimed. It's
maimed.
maimed. Nagav b'chein minig. Vein lifrot together, and that's the minig. Im lo b'machmu shenalgu b'hem had to be kadmayin, unless it's some place where they have a heter to eat it from Dori Doros, from Kadmonim, which in Europe you would have that. I don't know, Europe and Svarad, I don't know. Ima Yisrael Roa Siyas like Vinos, and if the Yid saw them make the cheese, Chaliva Mutter. However, there is a shita which holds that if he saw that if a Yid did see there was a shkacha on it. Hashkacha from the time of Khalifa, that would be okay. That takes it out of that all the chashashos will go away. We say lo plug, but to a certain extent. The chayna minig pasha b'chol medinas elu that there's hashkacha meitchila v'atzof. It is kosher. In ra siyas like vinos l'ra Khalifa. If you saw them make cheese, you didn't see the milking. Yesh lahater b'di'eved. You can be matter b'di'eved ki ein lachav shema'ir of bo davar tameh. You don't have to worry in that case if they mixed in a davar tameh. They actually also gvinos min hacholov, since you see they made cheese, right? And that's an ansahadi that they made that they use kosher milk. The davar tameh ain't omed. Now, something the tameh milk does not make cheese. Vaday lo ir bo avikocholve me achar shedaito lasus gvinos. And since he was going ahead and making cheese, he's not going to mix in other stuff because it's going to ruin his product. Mikol makom also lechol chalav kach. However, even still, you didn't see the chaliva. Even if he had das to make cheese, you can't drink that milk because who knows? Once cheese is made, so then it's a raya l'mafreya that he used kosher milk. So if the milk, if according to the Ramah, the minig Pasha was that even if they didn't see him do the milking, it wasn't Chalav Yisrael milk, but he made the cheese. So then that would be, and they watched him make the cheese. That would be okay. Achronim are cholok on this. Shach, Taz, they all say that it's a low plug, and the Gvinas Akum is not just the Bitam, the Hamada, the Khaliva. It's also the other. The Gemara says like 4 or 5 tamim, and the Gemara, and then the Gemara, and like there's a story over there. Who is it? They're asking Yeshua. I don't remember. And he asked him, "What's the tam? Right? What's the tam?" So they gave it 1, 2, 3 different reasons, and he said, and then he was like, and started talking about something else. And then the Farshim say, or the Gemara says, I don't remember, it says because there were other reasons behind it. It wasn't just like, only a Kshav could be Chasus. There were other reasons behind the Gzeira, and therefore the Shach, Ta is also a low plug. It doesn't make a difference. If you see it has to be Ashkacha from Mitchila Vad Sof. But however, the Behuda is Cholik, so if it's he's that if taka if you see it, it's enough of a rumdana to say it was kosher milk, and you can be samech on the other shitas. But again, it's a machlokes a poskim, and there's what to discuss. There's what to discuss over here.
How do you answer the fact that Ramah here in Deah is arguing with the amongst that knowledge.
That what?
The
That
Malachi says that once it was, if you didn't see the chaliva, it becomes asa because of chalav akum. Even if you make cheese out of it, that cheese would be asa.
That's my question.
right? Where is that? No, because the case in the olive was that his das wasn't to make cheese. Stop, he milked it, and then he decided to make cheese. It's only if he know he's in a cheese plant and he know he's going to make cheese out of it. So then he's not going to go ahead and mix in trace milk. But if he still milked it and then decide, let me make cheese out of it. So then he didn't have das make charge. He mixed in. It could be he mixed in trace milk in.
So the goy had the asmani part to make
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah, that's the case here in Sif Beis. If the goy had das make charge to make cheese, so in that case, as an umdana, he's not going to put it. Why would he put in trace milk? It doesn't make sense, for him.
So it never became chalav asa.
Right. Afal pikein, we still say it's also because until we see it actually made into cheese, we don't, there's no umdana that there's no trace milk in. Even if his das was, we still say it's also. When it's actually made into cheese, then there's a raya l'mafreya that it was kosher milk. Mm-hmm. At least according to the Rambam. Let's see. I think stopping a bit early. I'll read the Machaber here. Hachema she'ovid kochavim ein moichel la'anshei hamakom shenogim b'heter. Chema of goyim, there's no problem. Moichel to a place that people are noig heter. Im rov mei hamakom nogin iser ein l'shanois. And if most people are noig iser, then you shouldn't change it. Or hamakom she'ein minig. If there's no minig in bishla al shahalchus tesuchei chalav muteres. If they separated it until there's no more bits of milk and it's completely separated, the cream and the whey, they call it, right? So then it's going to be completely mutter because again you can't separate trace milk, and even if they mixed in trace milk, if it's completely separate, so then and they take the buttercream off, so then that would be, and they make butter out of it, then that's 100% okay. The problem with butter, you can't just use butter without a hechsher because often they don't. This is talking about pure butter on a farm. They don't make pure butter, and they don't make it could be grade AA. I don't know, super. Maybe they have like special butter. I don't know. I don't see this in America now, or but Al Kopanim, if it doesn't have a hechsher, there's other flavorings and things they can put in which could be problematic. That's that. But if it's you go to a farm and it's pure butter, and you want whatever, so then that would be a raya. That would be okay. But we'll have to stop here. But the shiloh of getting into, we'll have to get into two other shilohs here before we finish. One is what about the whey? Is this the raya of butter also apply to using whey? Use whey in a lot of protein things and whatever. Does that need to be chalav Yisrael? And also, does butter need to be chalav Yisrael? We're going to get into that more, I guess, more before it. That's Hashem, starting next week.